Hey crochet girlies, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the car because we have what? Football practice. I can't say that I enjoy going to football practice, but I sit out in the car, I go and I do a lap or two around the track, and then I come sit back in the car, I crochet. I always bring my bag with me with my yarn and my crochet supplies. This is my, actually I made it was for the beach, for me going to the beach for my birthday, but it actually turned out to be my yarn bag, my crochet bag that I take with me everywhere. I always have lots of yarn. I always have my crochet bag that has all of my crochet hooks and everything else that I need in order to crochet while I'm in the vehicle. Now I was thinking about going to Michael's again to see if I could find some different yarn in a different store that was on sale, but we'll see about that. But I have a new project in mind that I wanted to get started with you guys today, and it's still a granny square project. I've been doing a lot of granny square things just because, excuse me, because I have realized that you could do just about anything with a granny square, literally just about anything with a granny square. So we're going to do, I want to say, another bag. That's what I want to do because I saw a nice pattern on YouTube that I want to make, and so I'm gonna start that one. But I do need, I want to say 5 good size granny squares in order to complete the project. So let me come back whenever I get myself situated, and then we will see whether we're gonna get started on this project or whether we're gonna go to Michael's for the yarn. So I decided against going to Michael's because I mapped it out and I am not interested in driving 40 minutes, over 40 minutes, but I'm not interested in doing that. And then we're already about 25-30 minutes away from home, so it's not close enough because I already don't like leaving him here. Actually, I've never left him here alone at practice, so we're not going to do that. So we're going to get started with this project. So first I'm going to do my granny square, well, my magic circle, which I have videos on that on the page. So if you need to learn how to do a magic circle, go ahead and check those videos out. I do have a short, and then I also have a long form video that shows how to do it as well. So which way do I want to do it? Okay, so we'll do it like this. But yeah, so I am really excited about the things that I am going to be making with this with the granny square, because if you take a look at the options that are available for a granny square, you really can make literally everything. Clothes, all kinds of sweaters, you can make the cardigans, you can make like the shirt, not shirts, but sweaters that hang off of your shoulder with maybe like 3 or 4 large granny squares. You can make, what else? You can make bags, you can make pants, you can make shorts, you can make skirts, anything, really anything that you want to make crochet, you can make with granny squares. And I think I want to try to freehand it instead of following the pattern that is on YouTube. So we'll see how that works out too, whether I follow it to the T or go my own way so that it can have its own look. Because in my last video I told y'all that I wanted to actually start learning how to freehand things so that I don't have to look at videos to make the things that I want to make, because it is annoying sometimes when you're trying to follow something and you just can't see what they're doing, or you can't you don't really see it that well, and then they don't really explain what they're doing enough for you to pick it up. So yeah, I'm on that quest to learn how to do those things by myself. So yeah, all right, so I am back and I'm just adding, now I'm on to my second color, which is white. So I'm gonna let y'all know I'm real bad with choosing colors. I don't know why, but it's so hard for me to select the right colors that I feel like, oh, that's gonna hit. But you know, I'm getting better. But when you're doing a granny square, the most important thing is to just make sure that you are doing the right amount of double crochet in the right space, and then doing your you know what, the first one ain't supposed to have one. First one, I'll leave it like that. One, two, three, and then 3 in between, 3 chain 3 in between on the second row. So 2 sets of triple double crochets if that makes sense. So you basically doing 6 double crochet in one spot on the second row, but you're separating them by a chain of 3, and then chain 1, go to the next spot, and then 3 double crochet, and then chain 3, and then 3 more double crochet in the same spot. So you can see it coming along right there. And then on the last one, you want to do 3 double crochet and then do a slip stitch, because you already have 3 in there. So you don't want to do 6 in that one, because you already have 3 from when you started. If you can see, those 3 were already there, so we've gone all the way around, and then now we just need 3 more right there. Okay, so we have our 3, and then now we're going to slip stitch into the top to close it off. So there you have the granny square. Very simple. Still making these granny squares, and honestly, these granny squares are so easy to make that it's ridiculous that I waited so long to start making granny squares, because literally you can make anything with a granny square. You can make pocketbooks, you can make tote bags, you can make pants, sweaters, literally anything you want to make with a granny square. You just have to know how to piece it together, pretty much. But it is so easy, and they are so beautiful. Blankets too, because I think that's where I was first introduced to granny squares, was with the granny square blanket. And it just looks so nice and comfortable, and just, I don't know, I have fallen in love with granny squares because of how easy they are. But I am on this is my 3rd one that I have started right here. And I need 5, a total of 5 for this project that I am working on right now. And yeah, I'm just going through the process. But I will tell you though, I recorded a whole damn video, like literally like 20-25 minutes of video, and didn't even have no sound. That welcome back to content creation. I have been gone from YouTube for quite a while, but that is one of the things that will get you from time to time. And baby, you got to be ready for it, because if not, you'll be pissed off and will be like, fuck everything. But I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna let it make me upset. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on doing what I'm doing and just make another video. And I may even include some of that video with just a voiceover. So there's ways around it. I try not to let content creation make me mad, because I love creating content, and the process is just, you know, it is what it is. And you're gonna have bumps along the way that make you frustrated, but it's satisfying once you see the end product. And then you grow a community, and that is what I love about it too, is the community. And I have really been surprised at how big the crochet community is, and I just love it. I really do love it. I found them on TikTok, my first community on TikTok, and they are so supportive, and I just really love being a part of that. So my goal with this page is to build, you know, community as well, where we can, you know, learn from each other, where we can have a good kiki every now and then, and just share crochet and life experience, basically. But yeah, so crochet crocheting these granny squares has given me, in the beginning, it gave me an issue, and I have now found my formula that I actually love with making granny squares, because in the beginning I was taught to make the middle part and use like 3 chains in between. So this part right here, the middle part, and use 3 chains in between the 3 double crochets. So you initially, you're supposed to have four 3 double crochet sets. Is how I'll say it. But in between, it was saying, I was given direction to chain 3 in between, and I felt like that, I didn't like how that looked. And then also, when you're making it bigger and extending it, they were also including more chains. So what I have found is that using 1 chain in between for all of them, no matter which space you're in, whether you're in a corner space or whether you're in on a row, 1 chain is enough, and it gives you a very cohesive look. I think it comes out nicely, and I like the form and the shape of the granny square. This is when I tried to make it the way that they told me to. So it's a very subtle difference, but I noticed the difference. And this is a project that I worked on with the granny square yarn from Yarnspirations, and this is that yarn. And this yarn is supposed to color change by itself, making a granny square without you having to do anything. Well, it don't quite work out that way. And it really kind of frankly pissed me off, because I had to piece it together, and you know, I had to add my own black yarn to finish the outline of it, and it just really didn't work out well. So I probably won't be using that yarn again. That I'm telling you all about the granny square and different ways to make it, but I haven't made the video yet about how to do it, showing you guys step by step on how to do it. So I will make that video, probably that'll probably be my next upload. But for right now, you know, we're just working on this project. And again, I have these 2 granny squares made, and then I'm working on the 3rd one. After I'm done with this 3rd one, I need 2 more. And then you'll see what I'm making. So hopefully by the end of this video, I'm not going to close the video out until I'm actually done with all 5, and then I'll show you how I put it together. And I don't know, maybe the next one after that, I will actually put it together, but I'll show you how I intend on putting it together at the end of this video. But anyway, so as I was talking about before, I just really think that the way that I'm making the granny squares, I'm in love with this color scheme, just with everything, and I'm so happy with it. So happy. But anyway, so how I have things set up when I'm making the granny squares is I have, actually it's over here. You can't really see it, but I'll pick it up so that you can see it. I have my colors laid out, and then I have the strings. Let me show you. This is exactly how I have them laid out. And then I have the strings hanging so that I can just pull whatever color I need, and they just easily come out that way. I do have a yarn holder right here. And this is very helpful also. I got it from Amazon. But it's very helpful because you can just pull and it just goes by itself. So I really like it. But for this particular project, because I'm using multiple colors of yarn, I am not using it because I have to switch back and forth. So it really would defeat the purpose. It really would defeat the purpose of me using that because it can only hold one. But that's how I have my yarn set up. And then that makes it easier for me. And I have it on a table over here while I'm working, while I don't have anything to do. I'm over here and, I'm crocheting. And then in between, what I have to do. So that's how I pretty much work throughout the day. Going back to the crochet community, baby, you would think that crochet and people that like to crochet is just for older people. And it really ain't. It has crochet evolved into something that used to be coined as like a grandma hobby or something like that. But if you see the stuff that these girlies be making, baby, grandma wear. Because these bathing suits, rompers, the pants, the halter tops, the tubes tops, like anything that you can think of is being made by crochet. And looking professional by these girls. Like you would never believe that somebody sat in their home and made these items. But that's what it is today. And it's so refreshing to see, because back in the day, when I used to hear about crochet, it was all, granny square crochet blankets, and that's pretty much it. Like, had no clue that people were making whole live sweaters and stuff like that. Yes, we did know that they were making the hats, the little booties for the babies, or scarves or something like that, but never would you imagine all of these hot girls. And when I mean hot girl, it's not an insult at all. It's something that I wish I could make, and I'm going to be trying to make. So don't let it fool you, and don't let nobody tell you it's a grandma hobby. If you have been wanting to get into crochet, please do, because it is something that it's just, I'm telling you, you just won't know until you try it. If you are a creative and you want to try it, it may be for you, it may not be for you if you're not a creative, but trust me, once you learn and you get the rhythm down and you get the stitches down, you'll be unstoppable, and you can do anything with it. There are so many people that are doing businesses. They go to local farmers markets, vending events to sell their stuff. They have websites. They also have partner with hospitals to make the hats and the booties. It's so many things that you could do with it. Just whatever your imagination can imagine for you, and what's for you is what can be done with crochet. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Because truth be told, I am at the point of my life right now where I feel like our creativities, our creative mind, the things that we get joy out of, the things that we're passionate about, those are the things that we should pour more into. And those things will make provision for us. And if you don't want to work a job, forget that job, because the more you pour into the things that bring you happiness, those things can make provision for you. Now, I know I don't want to be making custom stuff things for people to put the pressure on myself, but there are other ways that crochet can make provisions for me. I'm over it. I'm over the 9 to 5. I know a lot of people are like, quit the 9 to 5. I haven't quit. I'm not going to until I am able to. I'm not going to make a rash decision and put my family in a situation that we don't need to be in. But that would be my goal, my dream, to just be able to do the things that I want to do, and even hold events and just different things that I want to do. I have a lot of things in my mind that I want to execute. You will be hearing about it. But yeah, Don't let nobody fool you. Crochet is for everybody, anybody that wants to do it. And I also have seen a lot of men on TikTok that are crocheting and they are doing their thing. And I've been thinking about something. What y'all want to be called? Do y'all want to be crochet girlies, like I've been saying? Because that seems to be the most natural to me of what I feel connected to call you guys, or crochet baddies. I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all want to be called. But I'm still working on this granny square, and I have probably the same amount left as when I left from the last clip. I was watching this video, and the the creator was talking about, she was making a blanket, and I was just thinking, she took from February all the way to the end of July to finish the blanket. And honestly, when you think about it, that's a long time, and it is a labor of love. Honestly, when you spend that much time doing something, and she was saying that she was going to give the blanket away, and baby, I don't know. I would have an attachment to that blanket because if I spend that much time doing something, especially a blanket, because I love a blanket. I don't know about y'all, but I love a cozy blanket. I have so many blankets, because while I'm sitting here working or while I'm on the bed, I even keep a blanket on top of my bed blanket comforter, year round. And so I would be so attached to that blanket, and it was so pretty, and it just was so colorful, and she did it as a mood blanket. One day I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it one day. But my problem and what I fear, y'all, because I ain't gonna lie to you, your girl, it can't stay focused. I can't stay focused to do a long-term project. But I think also thinking about it, that is also the beauty of crochet as well, because you can have the little quick turnaround projects that will, give you your results that you're looking for right away. But you also can continuously work on a long-term project whenever you feel like it. And I think that is something that is to be appreciated, because the time that goes into creating these things, I would not do that for someone else. I may do it for, one of my children or my husband or myself, but to take that long to do something, I would think that I would have an attachment to it. But she said, and I'm going to try not to do that, because I love, love, love. I'm not an instant gratification person, but I love the start to finish, to see what I was able to create, just to see how beautiful everything turns out. Like, that gives me joy to see, what I was able to create with my hands. That is just a talent, a skill, a blessing that we have as crocheters. So I really appreciate it. And a long time ago, maybe not so long ago, I would not think of myself as a creative. And that, when I first realized, oh girl, you're creative. Like, what are you talking about? Because I can look at something, especially when I was sewing, I could look at something and put together in my mind what I need to do to maneuver it in order to get it to how I want it to look, basically. So I had no sewing skills. Now, my mom, she was a seamstress, but I never was interested in learning, so she never taught me. I knew the basics of like how to hem some pants or something, just because I put two and two together. I knew how to, thread the needle, that type of thing. But as far as sewing skills, I can't even read, I can't even do a pattern, but I can look at something and recreate it. And that is, when I saw that I could do that, one day I just was like, I'm gonna buy me a sewing machine. I bought the sewing machine and I started making head wraps, and the head wraps turned into, I made a dress for one of my friend's daughters. And I would try little things, but it was just the tedious task or duty of keeping up the sewing machine. Because I tell you what, you ever want to get real mad at something, or you really want to get pissed off, you start learning how to sew and dealing with that damn sewing machine, and don't get the bobbin done right, or don't have the thread threaded right. I had to learn the hard way because I didn't ask anybody to help me or to teach me, but I had to learn the hard way, and your girl was frustrated all the time. So that's ultimately why I stopped sewing, but I still have my sewing machine. But anyway, I say all of that to say I love taking something like yarn and being able to create something so beautiful. And then the process, I have learned to appreciate the process of it all too. So yeah, I don't know though, but I just don't, and that's another reason why I get attached to my projects as well. Now, the things that I have been crocheting, like the hats and stuff like that, I'm not attached to those just because I've never been a hat person. Never ever been a hat person. I don't like how they look on me, and I don't like stuff on my head because I get too hot and so on and so forth. So I can part ways with those, but things like blankets and tote bags and regular bags, purses, those types of things, I will definitely have an attachment to those. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. I want to do so much. Like, I have been really thinking about everything that I could do with crochet. And I know before in the other clip, I was talking about our gifts making room and provision for us. And I'm real serious about that. I have gotten to the place now where I'm just like, I want to lean into that. And I have just been, oh my God, I wish I could share all the ideas that I have, which when I get close enough, I will share them. But it's just so exciting. I don't know. I haven't been this excited about something. I'm gonna say in a long time, but maybe not ever this excited. The possibilities are endless. And to anybody out there that is contemplating, starting a business or just doing it as a hobby or what have you, do it and just see how you feel about it. Don't force anything. Don't force yourself. Don't force it. Just do what you feel and what you're led to do. And if that's what you're led to do, because there are so many other things that you could do. People sell patterns on Etsy. I didn't know that was a thing, and I didn't know much because I just started crocheting at the top of the year. But that was like, wow, okay, a digital product for crochet. That's very interesting because I remember I had never heard of like patterns for anything else except for sewing. And when I was growing up, my mom used to go to the Joann and to Hancock Fabric and buy the patterns out of the file cabinet. So that was what I was used to. But I had never heard of a digital download of a pattern for crochet. Like that blew my mind. That totally blew my mind. So it's the possibilities are endless of what you could do, and I'm going to explore all of them. And I'm the type of person where when I want to do something, I do it and I will do it happily until I don't want to do it no more. And when I'm done, I'm done. And that's just that. So I'm not that person that does stuff and then feel like, oh, well, I have to keep doing it because I'm stuck doing this. And, no, that's not me. I do it until I don't want to do it no more. And I have learned because initially, when I was my earlier years, I never looked at that as a bad thing. But one day somebody said something to me about how impulsive I am. And so I started looking at it like, oh man, maybe I do need to stick and stay with stuff. And that made me start being hesitant about the things that I do and how I do them. And it also made me start to question, like, well, should I not do this or should I stop doing this and it made me start doing things that I didn't no longer wanted to do, and that took me out of my happy place. So don't ever feel like you're stuck doing something. Try it out. If you are new to crochet, get comfortable with it, try it out. If you're led to do something further with it, then do it. If not, then stay right where you are or however you want to proceed with it. Don't let anybody else tell you or make you feel like you need to do one thing or another, because it's very easy to be persuaded. when you have so many people trying to get you to do something or so many people in your ear. And I feel like that's a major issue, especially with social media, because there are so many opinions, not only in your personal life, there's opinions with your family, your friends, and then but now people have relationships online with other people that are in your comments, and you know you get used to those people, and some people actually form real relationships, friendships, and there are parasocial relationships as well. But there are so many opinions that come with that, and you can be easily influenced to do something that you never wanted to do in the first place. You just did it because somebody said you should do it. So if you get into it and you're ready to be done, then be done. And don't feel bad about it. So yeah. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 3 more rows to go on this one, and this one is my third one. That looks so good. I'm so happy with these colors. I know I've said it so much, but also what I have done, this is the original one, the first one that I did. So what I did was I started the middle one with the color that I ended with. And then I went from downward that way. And then I started this one with the next color, which was the gray. And then I went. So I'm really loving this color scheme. It's going to come together real nice. But anyway, y'all, hopefully this is, I don't know, I'm going to have to end the video right here because I still have this one, 3 more rows to go on this one. And then after that, I'll have 2 more granny squares to make. So I will probably not finish it for this video, but definitely for the next one, and I'll show y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out, and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you do your granny squares, because that was also a question too, because originally when I was taught the corners, they wanted chain 3 in the corners. I don't like how that look. You see the space in between that because of how many chains, and then you see how that look. I think that this looks a lot better. So from now on, I'll be doing my granny squares like this because it's a more cohesive look. But anyway, y'all let me know how you do your granny squares. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel so we can continue on our crochet journey together. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.